This is the Extra Point Podcast from Arizona's family.
All right, so there's nothing better in the sports world when two teams in two towns don't like each other very much, and we have that brewing right now between Dallas and Phoenix, the Suns, the Mavs, Luka Doncic, and Devin Booker. So let's get right to it. Let's get behind enemy lines. Donovan Lewis is on the radio at the Ticket 610 in Dallas and joins us now on the Extra Point Podcast. And how is this being received in Big D, the dust-up yesterday between Luka and Booker?
I tell you what, first off, everyone enjoys the competition. I thought yesterday's game was incredible. I thought it was fantastic, great watching, two good teams going after it, and it's brewing into a rivalry we haven't seen around here since maybe San Antonio, but San Antonio used to get the best of Dallas all the time, so we didn't consider it a rivalry when you get your butt whooped. So this one is, to me, the game was fantastic. Now, I think it's being received by the fans as something that's beginning to bubble, and I heard a lot of people yesterday and today talk about how they would love for this to be a playoff matchup this year. Now, Dallas has some work to do. I think Phoenix is pretty good with that, with their acquisitions. If this could possibly be a first round, second round playoff matchup, I think it will be as juicy as it gets, because in the league now where a lot of people are friendly, and they are, and that's fine. That's just a sign of the times. They work out together. You know, you have all-star games and maybe Olympic teams and all that. A lot of these guys are friendly. I do actually feel that Luka and Booker just do not like each other. And I think that's good for the league. I really do, that you have two people that almost truly don't care for each other.
It's almost like a hockey series. You think they're going to come to blows. You saw Monty Williams and Jason Kidd. I don't know if you saw the video there during the fight. They were kind of messing around, but I get the feeling Kidd didn't like that Monty was having some fun with it. How much do you feel like Dallas kind of needs this right now? The Cowboys have had their tail between their legs for years. I mean, the Stars, they were in the playoffs last year. The Rangers, I mean, they're playing out in surprise right now, but it's been a while since 2012. How much does Dallas just need this sort of dust up to get you guys out of bed in the morning?
I think they need it a lot, because the Mavericks now are the top dog that's playing now. No disrespect to the Stars, but if you have your choice between basketball and hockey in this town, basketball is definitely going to be in the lead and by a long shot. So if you have a team that we know we really just can't stand, and they may be in the way of some playoff success, and then throw into fact that the 7-game series last year, it was fantastic. And the way Game 7 ended and Dallas just trouncing Phoenix on their own floor in Game 7, I'm telling you, man, this is on the pot, this is on the stove, brewing, and it's bubbling over, and I think everyone is here for every single second of it.
It seemed like Booker was trying to get into Luka's head last year, and it totally backfired on him, and he might have even tried to say something again yesterday, and that's when Luka, got right in his face. So how do you feel like Luka has evolved since he came in the league as kind of the shy guy from Eastern Europe to now he'll stand up for himself and he's not going to back down? How much do you think last year's series kind of vaulted him into that?
Man, I thought the shyness went away from him really quickly, and I think it was even before the playoff series last year. In Dallas, you got the championship in 2011 and didn't have any playoff success until last year after that. But we have a certifiable grade A, 100% a-hole on our team, and that's Luka. And don't get it twisted. That's exactly what he is. He is an absolute jerk, and I will bet you that everyone in all the visiting arenas truly hate Luka. And we haven't had that around here. Dirk was beloved by everyone. Like, no one hated Dirk, but everyone pretty much hates Luka. And I think everyone's kind of proud. Like, our little kid is growing up to be the jerk that I think everyone else that everyone hates, and we're kind of proud of that because we haven't seen that around here. So I think he was shy at first because, English isn't his strongest language and, just coming into the league and all that stuff. But to me, that went away quickly. And that dude asserted himself on the court. And now you can see asserting himself as far as getting in, anyone's faces, not taking any lip from anyone, talking noise to the players, talking noise to the fans, talking noise to the opponent's coaches. It was just last week where when they played Indiana at home, and Rick Carlisle I think Reggie Bullock hit a big shot. Luka turns to Rick Carlisle and tells him to call a timeout. Like, this is what we need around here, man. We need that jerk, and we have it. We're so tired of seeing everyone else's jerk come to Dallas and be that a-hole that we all wanted, we all craved, and now we have it. So you can't mess with our grade A 100% a-hole. We want to keep him around here for a while. So everyone, they hate the way that he really barks at the refs, because I think it puts his team at a disadvantage, especially when it's during play. You know what? If you're at the free throw line and it's a timeout, you can talk and do whatever you want to. You're a superstar in this league. You deserve the superstar treatment, I do believe, when it comes to that. But when you're bitching and moaning to the refs during play, and now it's 4-on-5 on offense or defense, you're putting your team at a disadvantage. So I think people and fans around here are tired of that. But as far as him jumping in people's faces and standing up for himself and his teammates, let's go.
Are there any Devin Booker fans in Dallas that you can find?
Not a one. Absolutely zero. He is quickly climbing the list of most hated athlete in Dallas-Fort Worth. And I think he wants that. Like, I think he may be 100% certifiable a-hole also. And he's pretty proud of that himself. But hey, man, that's what it's all about. And that's what I think that's what rivalries are, and that's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to get under the skin of the players and the fans, and he's doing just that. Just last year's playoff series where he's on the ground and then he looks up and he winks, and then he takes the ball out of Luka's hands, and Luka has to say a couple of choice, dirty words to him and all that. Like, a lot of people around here are saying he's a really talented basketball player. No one's taking anything away from that first team NBA. He absolutely deserves it. He's a heck of a basketball player, but he hasn't won anything, and Luka hasn't won anything either. So they're almost, both of them are kind of playing like they are, what it's supposed to be. And, they have a long way to go. They got to win championships to get the true, hey, this is me and I'm up on this level. But I tell you what, the ride up that roller coaster to try to get the championship is really fun. And these two teams, I think, with these young superstars, and if they stay on these teams for a long time, will be button heads for the next decade. And if they do that, it is truly, truly going to be fun.
Any chance Booker and Luka are in a back room scripting this thing out a little bit?
I don't think so. I think it's genuine. I truly do. And I love the fact that Booker, after the game, said, hey, I was talking to the referee, and I am no lip reader, but I do feel like he was pointing and saying he's soft. And if he was talking to the referee, he still was talking about Luka. And then Luka kind of got in his face about that and all that. I don't think they're WWE in this thing. I really don't. I think it's genuine. But I think their dislike for each other is kind of real. At least I want to believe that, because I do feel at times these guys are a little bit too friendly with each other, and I understand it. I get it. But these true butting of heads, this true hatred, the true really wanting to will their team over the other one, I think that's real with these two. I truly do. And I think if we see this for the next decade, 10, 12 years, I think we'll all be better for it.
How much does the acquisition of Kevin Durant in Phoenix scare Dallas?
I think it should scare everyone. I looked at the starting lineup on Sunday afternoon, and I just kind of shook my head and went, wow, man. Like, the trade happened, and then Kevin Durant was hurt. But then when you actually see it on the floor with Chris Paul and Durant and Booker and Ayton, it's like, oh my gosh, like, this team is so dangerous. They have a true, legit chance to win a championship in Phoenix now. But I do feel that with the acquisition of Kyrie in Dallas, in a 7-game playoff series where you are just battling each other game after game after game, when you have two guys that can really put it in the hole like Kyrie and Luka can, that they'll always have a chance. But I'm telling you, Phoenix is complete. That Kevin Durant, I love his game. I think he is one of the best players in the league. I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that, but I do feel like his addition to Phoenix gives them a legitimate chance to move up the standings, maybe even maybe can get to that second spot in the Western Conference. I really think they can do that over these last 17 games. Move up past Sacramento, past Memphis, get to the second spot, and if they do that, then they'll be at home for the first couple of series, and that will be definitely advantage Phoenix.
What do you feel like Dallas's ceiling is with Kyrie? I think Maxi Kleber, maybe he just had the series of his life against Phoenix last year, but I look at that and think 7-footers throwing in threes, that's especially if he can make them, that's definitely an X factor. But does Kyrie and Luka, in your opinion, does it work?
I think so. I think that when you have two guys, and I know a big thing about the team last year in Dallas was that they had a few ball handlers. It was Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie and Luka, and you have three ball handlers that when one is gone, you always have someone in the game that can get their own shot, get other people involved. Well, you look at Luka and Kyrie, and I think if you list all the best players in the NBA, you'll say you wouldn't get to 15 without naming both of those. Kyrie may be the best player Luka will ever step on the court with as far as a teammate. So if you have that, I think that can always work. I just don't see either one of those guys saying, hey, man, he's hogging the ball or he's taking my shots or anything like that. As long as they're winning and they can figure out how they can play a little bit more effectively on the defensive end, I think it looks like Luka's having fun to me, even if they're losing games, just the way the offense is flowing, the way they can score at an efficient rate without his usage rate being off the charts, then I think they can find a way for that thing to work.
Well, if his thigh gets healthy, if Kleber gets healthy, if they can work together, would you pick the Mavs in a 7-game series against the Suns, or with Durant, does that get the Suns over the top this time?
You're gonna ask me to use my head or my heart? Which one?
your basketball knowledge, your head.
Oh, my ball.
Yeah. The heart's got to be the Mavs. You're up there like. Who's that crazy Cowboys fan back in the day, or the who's the Rangers? I grew up in Dallas. There's a Rangers guy that used to beat on a drum.
Oh, Zonk.
Yes.
Yes. Zonk would beat on the drum. That's right. Yeah. And Crazy Ray was the fanatic Cowboy fan. If I'm using my basketball knowledge, you would have to say that Phoenix would have the advantage with Kevin Durant because he's just too good of a basketball player. And just that game on Sunday, you just don't have anyone that can really contend with him, no matter who's healthy. He's just that guy. But I would have told you the same exact thing last year in that 7-game series. And when it got to the game 7, Dallas went on Phoenix's home floor and just totally destroyed them and blew them out. I didn't see that coming. So, yeah, my basketball head will say Phoenix will definitely have the advantage. But as long as Luka and Kyrie are on the floor together, I think the Mavericks will always have a chance in the game to get to steal a game or get one or something like that.
All right, we know Crazy Ray is left. Is Zonk still around? Is he still doing stuff?
That's a great question. I don't know. We haven't seen him since the new ballpark opened, so I'm not quite sure.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get back to Dallas. Maybe we'll have a little live conversation here. So, hey, you came highly recommended from all my buddies back in Dallas. Been out here in Phoenix since 2006, but I dial up the ticket from time to time. And where can we find you? For those of us in Phoenix who want to get some Dallas sports talk and some more of this information, where can we find you on social media and on the air?
Social media, I'm on Twitter at Great Donovan. I don't know. Somebody just told me to choose that. I don't know. No, it's at Great Donovan on Twitter. On Instagram, it's Donovan Lewis 1310 or something like that. I don't even know my own Instagram account. But if you wanted to listen to the station, if you look up Sports Radio 1310, the ticket, at Google or whatever, then you can definitely catch us on the stream, on our website, on our iHeart or anything like that. So you can easily find us. My show is on 10 to noon, Monday through Friday, Dallas time, Central time. So check us out, please.
All right, we'll do. And this was a very friendly conversation, but if it escalates a little bit, we might have to have a bet and maybe
no doubt. Hey, if Dallas and Phoenix, Dallas and Phoenix play in the playoff series this coming up year, it's me and you on our radio show and on your podcast, and we're going toe to toe, big time.
In, count me in. You're going down. The Extra Point Podcast is a production of 3TV, CBS 5, and azfamily.com in Phoenix, Arizona.